I don't even know when me and Mary worked in the same office together, but we didn't stay in this, like it was, I was leaving and she was coming in. It was a transition process.
Very annoying.
But we worked on some things together while we were there for that short time. And Mary is super talented. She's an amazing writer, a great producer. I would have to describe herself, but she's very, she encourages and gingers in good aspects of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I had those international stuff, I would say, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen. Mary. So, Mary, can you give us a brief intro?
Okay. Well, I said, okay, my name is Mary Uyoh. I call my legal name is Mary Sunday Uyoh, but my family calls me Nsekanabasi. And funny enough, I actually prefer Nsekanabasi to my English name, but my name is Nsekanabasi too. So if you know me very well, you call me Nsekanabasi. But for every other person, my name is Mary, and that's fine. I'm a writer, producer, content creator. My close friends call me Idea Bank because they think I always have ideas for them. But I don't know how that happens, honestly. You give me something, you just tell me that, oh, maybe I want to do this blah 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 thing, and then all of a sudden the idea comes. Those things are not intentional. So I just channel that into my creative stuff. So when I have an idea, oh, maybe I should do it this way, I plan it out. And then I also help my friends too with the ideas. Then what else do you need to know about me? I'm not intentionally funny. But, I'm not in that.
But Mary has banter.
Yes, and that's definitely not intentional. When I try to be funny, Steve, I'm definitely not funny. I'm the most dry and boring.
And that's the thing. And I think that's the thing. Even me, self, I will. People say, but intentional. When I think, oh, I'm going to be funny, I think it's.
You are not intentionally funny.
It's just
you are so funny.
It's the things you just say. You get, but I think when we overthink it, then we take away. Yeah. And then I say, Mary, okay, I'll jump straight to the question, but Mary is amazing. Like the way she sees things, she sees it from different perspectives. And
thank you.
If I do, this was further down, but I'm going to just start with it. Mary was nominated for an AMVCA. Like, you know, when Fowles dropped that line that tell me another rapper who don't collect like, tell me another person who don't collect. So, me, this is who I know, nominated AMVCA. Like,
thank you.
Congratulations for that, Mary. And how, thank you. Before we get there, how did you come into the filmmaking world, writing and producing? And if you can break it down, what is the difference between a producer and a director? Like, if you can just give a little insight.
Job role.
Yeah.
Okay. So for a producer, basically, let me start from the scratch. A writer has an idea sometimes, or most times, you give the writer the idea if it's a film or that you want to create or a series or something, and then you have an idea, or the writer has the idea, and then they expatiate on the idea by writing, breaking it down, going to workshop for it and stuff like that. And then once the idea has been cooked and done from the workshop, then you give it to a producer. Like, oh, this is the idea we have. That once the scripts have been done and everything, the producer then dissects the script and then starts looking for it's like an engine, every other thing that you need to make that engine start running. So that's what the producer does, like putting those elements together. But for the director, once the producer is, I think, permit me to use the word stable enough, then you find a director. Or if you're lucky enough, you have a director that is your person, and you know that this director can create this kind of story. So it's not every director that can work on a story. There are different directors for different things. So for example, I want to do a story like Insecure. I know that it's not every person I can give that story to. I'm not going to mention any names, but there are some directors that I can give that story to, and I know that they are into this dramatic love story type of thing, and then they will run with my vision and they'll know the kind of things I want to see. Then the director just helps you visualize, bring to life your visual. That's the entire idea from the onset. The director, hopefully these three people, writer, producer, and director, are people that can dream or that see the vision alongside the way the writer had created the story. So that helps it a lot in translation. So the director just takes that story, visualizes it, and brings it to life. So based on the directing, for lack of a better word, he instructs the people to do the things that's the actors and stuff
Yeah.
like that. This is the way it's going to be. From there, you get a storyboard. From there, the story is from a storyboard. You can see that okay, this is how this is going to. They block the scenes and stuff like that already on the storyboard, and then we go to filming. Probably that's how it should be done, but sometimes a lot of films and series are not really, especially films should be done like that, but a lot of films are not done that way, especially because it's if it's in Nollywood, it's not really easy like that. Funding is not really easy like that, and storyboarding needs somebody that is good at the job. So we sometimes skip from pre-production and then we just go to shooting. Just that you have to be sure that the director is really good at what, like, can carry that vision for you and knows what they are doing, so it helps you. But yeah, I'm
So,
hoping that I get to the position of a director soon. Yeah.
soon come. But like, so Mary, when did it start? When did you realize that you want to work in like
In film.
film industry? Where did you get that?
Okay. I actually didn't even know that I wanted to do anything in film. I actually didn't know. I just knew that I wanted to be a writer. That's just where my dream had stopped. And then I think some years ago I started working in a company that was, for lack of a better word, this company was quite toxic. It's not currently where I work, but this company was quite toxic, and in fact, to show you how toxic it was, a couple of times that the company has trended on Twitter
Okay.
of like they've been dragged, like the bosses have been dragged of how bad that place was. But you see the thing that God does that is so funny. When I was working there, that was actually when I learned that there are apps that you can use for script and screenwriting, and then we're supposed to use those apps for some of the commercials we're doing we're doing at that time, because some guys came. That's a long story, but some guys joined the company and then decided doing animation for the company, and then when they saw that we're still using Word documents to write, I was like, okay, no, there's an app for specialized for writing. That's Final Draft. So maybe you should try using Final Draft to write these commercials. It will also get you to learn how to do screenwriting. Immediately, the very first day I started using Final Draft, I knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker. That is super strange, but yeah, those are one of the experience. Then another experience I had was I'd seen an opening for a stage play. They said they just want people to contribute and stuff like that. Just sending your story. I didn't think I was going to be picked, honestly. But I sat down. I remember I was sitting in my mom's room with my system that time, my white ASOS system. And I was just like, okay, you know what? It was a cancer story. And I don't really do medical stuff like that, but I did my research. They wanted something emotional, someone finding out that so this in my own story, I did something where a market woman just found out that she had cancer, and she was using herbs to treat herself, and she didn't know that those herbs were even damaging her breast was even getting worse and all that. And then she was about to get married, so she was thinking, how am I going to get the money to fund this? How am I so, and now they are saying that I should cut my breast. Meanwhile, I'm about to get married. Who is he going to touch? Is he going to touch a man? Like that was the
uh,
angle of my story. So then they did the stage play. I think I went with my mom and my elder sister. After that experience, I just said to myself that I want to do something people can see, but I just still didn't know it was production until I started writing using Final Draft. And then I understood that, okay, if I write it this way, it's supposed to look this way. So I stopped writing prose because I used to write prose a lot. That's I had my blog.
okay.
After that experience, that was it for me. So I said, okay, you know what? This is your calling. And it's been hard, but I can't stop it. It's just what I
It's
like doing.
something that comes to you. Um, and then
Yes.
and then there's something about Z is Mary short film, which was nominated for the AMVCA. Mary, how did it? Okay, what inspired you to write about there's something about Z? And then
Oh,
and and for you to get nominated for an AMVCA, I don't please. Is it that you submit it, or is it that people reach out and say, "Oh, I've seen this thing you've
oh,
done. Do you have
okay. Yeah.
what's the process like?"
Okay, so first of all, let me start from the script writing part of it. Um, Honestly, that story was inspired by I don't know if I'm permitted to say, but that story was inspired by my elder sister.
Okay.
So I'd lost my nephew, and that was, I think, my very first encounter with what looked like death, like for someone that was really close to me. And my elder sister is the strongest person, one of the strongest people I know in this whole world, maybe probably apart from my mom. And to see her broken that way, really, it got to me. Grief does messy things to you. And then I think after that, I think I'd not even written the story at that time. And one of those days, I think I was at work. I was at work, and then the story came to, I was like, I've been trying to write something, like just write a short film or something just for me, something I can create myself. So I was like, okay, I need a short film. And then I wrote something about Z. So it wasn't exactly why I wrote that story was really because um not because my sister didn't express herself. So it veered away from my personal experience. I was just trying to explore the mind of someone who had seen a child being born and wasn't able to carry that child. Like, that must be hard. And then you can't explain to people, because people are like, oh, congratulations. And then next time you are the one mourning. And then next time you don't really know how to manage those emotions. Like, how can you see something and you had been with that thing for 9 months and then that thing just disappears? So I was trying to explore where a mother's mind will be at that time. And yeah, so I wrote that story. I didn't intend it to, like, I didn't strange thing is that I think in my many years ago I had watched AMVCA, and one of the shows, I think it was, I can't remember, but that was a long time ago. And then after watching it, I came back to my room, and then I wrote on a piece of paper, AMVCA winner 2020 something, I can't even remember, and I pasted it on my on the wall. And then yeah, so I pasted, but after I pasted that, I think after that year passed, I think the following year passed, it was still on the wall. And then I think the third year came after that, I ripped it off the wall and tore it up, tore the paper. Because to me, I felt like that was never going to happen. Who would even know? Who even knows you? And then after I wrote something about it, I started submitting it to a couple of friends. Luckily for me, I'd met my mentor and friend Xavier Igoroje along the line. And then I sent the script to him and said, hey, Xavier, can you help me just check it out? And he's always so supportive of me. So I sent it to him. When I sent it to him, he read it. He was like, this story is so amazing, blah, 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 blah. Like, he's going to use it to show some of his students. Do I mind? And stuff like that. I was like, okay, if you say so, yay. And then after that, I showed the script to essay. It was a very short script, so anybody, like, you can read it 5 minutes to just get over with. I showed the story to Essay Power, he's a producer, really big, dope ass producer. And after she read it, she was like, oh, she really likes the story. Maybe we should totally do it. I'm like, okay, we should do it. But if I'm doing it, I don't just want to do it as a writer. I also want to produce a film, because that was actually the reason why I had created it in the first place. And then we created the film. And then AMVCA came this year, yeah.
Yeah, this year.
And then I saw the ads, and I was like, oh, see you. The funny thing is that the film was not even, we didn't even post it on YouTube, because a lot of things went wrong. We weren't really happy with the way the film looked. I was just so angry about so many things. Anytime we talk about the film, I'm just like, please. Then I was like, okay, you know what? AMVC has come. Mary, just let it not look like you never tried in your life. Just send it. Anything that is going to happen will happen. And I wasn't even I didn't do it because I wanted to be nominated. Like, I was thinking I was going to be nominated. I didn't do it because I thought I was even going to I dared to think I was going to win. No, I didn't do it because of those reasons. I actually did it because I wanted to go to bed at night knowing that I tried. Like, I put it out, I put my work out there, and then other people had the chance to see what I'd done. Like, all those top big judges would just see it, and then, oh, they'll say, oh, I don't want to do it, and blah, blah. But I can tell myself that I submitted it. So the day I sat down to submit it, my mom was in the sitting room. And then I told her that, she said, what are you doing? I said, that I'm submitting AMVC. I started to AMVC. I started laughing. She was like, why? What's funny? I said, it's because it's funny. I know that they're not going to pick me, but I'm just doing it. She said, don't say that. She just tried to encourage me about it, but I didn't take it seriously. Honestly, I was busy laughing at it. And the next thing, I'm lying down. I'm lying down on the couch, and that's the day they're supposed to announce the nomination. And said, "Oh, best short film." It's so funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Because you deserve it.
Best like best short film, something. And I'm just lying down. And then next thing, the first name they call is Mary Uyoh. Something about Z, and I lose my mind. Like I like that happened, and then I just ran inside the room, and I said I was bawling my eyes out. Like I cried so much because I honestly had no idea that that was ever going to happen for someone like me. And people will not understand. People may not understand that, but there's just so much to the story, that to my story, especially my career path, that people don't get it. If you are really close to me, that's when you see that, oh, really, this is what God looks like. That's your story. That's really my story. But if for AMVCA submission and all of that, if there's anybody that is going to end up watching this and you're interested in doing like anything concerning film, or you have some film or some story you're trying to tell, do it. You might just be me, and this time not just nominated, you might actually just win.
You know the great thing, Mary. You know the great thing, as a somebody that I truly adore your work, and I love you as a person. Is
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
first time you have been nominated? Who says
Yes.
next time? Who says next time? And there's something I saw recently. It was all over Instagram last week, and I think you liked it. That stuff I put on the story, and they said,
yes,
for you, success is for some people. Let me use myself. Let me be honest. Success is when you see it, get that number and that approval from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, success might just be, man, I've done this thing.
Putting it out there. Totally true. Totally
just true. Because sometimes it might just messes with you. Remember, you have been telling me shit like, guys, people come back and record this thing. And I used to be like,
come back and record this thing.
and I used to be like, maybe man, make I just day by day. Maybe I just focus on.
No.
And I'm happy that you said this, because I wouldn't have known that, as great as a writer that you are, that me, I know that you had the doubt in your head that, oh, mommy, you get. And when I saw it, like, you know, when you see it the first time, like, let me tell you how it was. It was like, I saw it on someone's story. Mary. So when the first time you see it, I say, but when you know when you are going and you are seeing it on people's stories, and you're like,
yeah.
So, Mary, just I'm proud and I'm happy, and
thank you.
God will continue to ginger you, and so that anytime they see you, like you said, that when you said you were crying, and that you only know that it's God, that not God. Let me see. So, Mary, just midpoint. What code do you live by right now? Like, what code do you live by? Just in this phase of your life. It doesn't have to be for your whole life. Just this.
Yeah, in this phase, right?
This phase right now.
Oh. That's a hard thing. That's quite. I think maybe 2 years.
Plenty.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago I probably would have had something smart to say. Honestly, but I think like now it's just. I think right now it's just keep moving, show up. I keep saying that to everybody that I know. Just keep showing up. You just don't know. It might just be your turn the next day. Just you show up there, like you might feel sad and depressed and stuff like that, and maybe life is not really going the way you planned it to or you want it to. But I honestly will, like I tell everybody, they say you could, oh, Spiff, I'm assigning this thing to you. Okay, I can do it. You don't have to have any idea how to do it. You just say, yes, I can do it. I promise you, it works every time. And every time, see, in life, Spiff, everybody is bluffing. Nobody has it straight. Even Dangote, I bet you, like there are things that maybe you walk into the office farm, all of us, the phone say, all of us, we don't know. We just go there and we bluff. And the other thing about bluffing is that it's like a poker game. Farm, you show up with your game face on. That's all you need in life. Just keep showing up, because your opportunity might just be around the corner.
Wait, let me bust a side note, and let me just sidestep, because I saw one. So what I told you, I just got another job now. Maybe I won't say the name, just in case my guy is listening. I will say that this is not the company I'm talking about. I'm talking about another. Well, this was my last interview. I had gotten a rejection letter. So my madam now said, when you go for, I had done like maybe 4 interviews. So like when you go for the interview, she said, tell them
Yeah.
that you have another job offer. And this is what they offer to pay you. That you're just waiting for them. That are they doing or are they not doing? I said, but I don't have job offer now.
I love it.
She said they don't know that you don't have job offer. And she said, if I call, she took me to a platform called Glassdoor where you can check how much they pay people.
Yes,
Then,
yes,
they pay
yes.
people. When they ask you how much are they offering, you add 2,000 on top of that and you tell them that. I said, but I don't have job offer. Everybody has rejected me. He said, do they know? That's how, lo and behold, like play. Oh. In the interview, they now said, please let us know if you're talking to any other company. If you see her from behind the laptop looking at me like, so I just said,
I dare you.
I looked at her. She said, and I said, yes, I have a job offer. That I just that this company is number one in my eye, and this is what I'm.
Yes, yes.
And that they said, how much do you want? I looked at the paper which she had written. I said the amount. They said, okay. We'll see whether it's possible and we'll get back to you. Maybe like play. Next week, Monday. Like I did interview on Friday.
I love it.
And as she said it, as I went to the office and I felt like a novice, I still do some days. But I came to realize that a lot of us are literally, as the day comes by, nobody has this stuff on check. It's
figured
just,
out.
as you said,
you don't.
It's just show up and
show up. And the thing with showing up is not like showing up and then you are not willing to put in the work or sacrificing for it. The thing with showing up is that I'm showing up and I'm pulling my weight. I'm showing up and bringing every knowledge I have. The mere fact that you had qualified for that interview is just a sign that you showed up. That's all. And you have to like get through that process, show up, and then every day you get to work is just, what else can I research to know that and to make myself better than what I am now? Do I need to go back to school? Be frank with yourself. And that's the thing with me. I have honest conversations with myself. There are things I don't know. I don't know them, in all honesty. But I keep telling myself that, okay, if I read this, if I do this, if I do that, or probably if I should consider going back to school for this, maybe I'll get to this part of my life that I want to. Because really, it's not about promotions. It's not about money. Money is fantastic. It's good. But I want to die knowing that every task that God assigned to me, I showed up and did the damn thing.
Today is Saturday. If it was Sunday night like this, I don't go church. There's no need. but yeah, I agree. I feel like most of my questions you have answered, because my last question was, when it's all said and done, what do you want to remember for? If it's different from what you just last said, but I feel like, as you said, is give it all. And there's something I used to think of was that with this podcast as well, is like, let it not be that I didn't try. Like, yes, I started it too, and I stopped. So I used to tell myself, like, consolation, I tried it. But I tried it. People would now say, but did you try it with your full chest and say, this is my baby. We are going to ride to the wheels falls off. I said, yes. So they said, you do it with your full chest. And whatever happens, again, at least I know that I showed up. I gave it my best. I will gladly enter my coffin when that day comes, long from now, when that day comes, and know that while I was here, I tried things and I didn't just think about it, but never really applied.
Exactly. And I feel another thing is that the older you get, you just realize that it's not the number of the awards are fine. Trust me, I'm still hoping I get to win an AMVCA for a film. I do. I'm still hoping that it's not just an AMVCA. You get global recognition like SAG awards and stuff like that. I hope I do get there. But at the same time, it's really about, like, if you die today, you want to, like, hopefully maybe when you are 100 years old or 90 years old or 80 years old, what you really want to do is, like, when you look around you, you want to see the number of lives you were able to touch. They might not tell people about it, but you know in your life that, that person didn't have a bad notion of me. I'm not saying go around and please people and hurt yourself or burn yourself to keep other people warm. I'm saying, like, don't just intentionally be a horrible person. Be intentionally good. One of the people that have really taught me that is, like I mentioned, my mentor Xavier. He's one of those people that in screenwriting, in script writing, he has lit the light for so many other people to come through that same door.
Yeah.
That's how to live. That's like you stretch your hand all the time. And that's why I keep saying that sometimes when people give up and then commit suicide and mental issues are real things. But sometimes when you get through those things and you're depressed and stuff like that, just know that there's someone at the other end of the line waiting for you to come through, because it's just waiting for you to give them, pass the baton to someone else.
Yeah.
That person is waiting for you. And if you cut that experience, that difficult situation short, or you're looking for a shortcut to just make a just mago and come out the other side, truth is that person, your experience is what that person is holding dearly, because you'll be able to hold the other, like you'll tell that person, I see, I went through this, and I came out of it. I'm rooting for you to get through too. So they need a lot of us to get through that challenge and that situation. That's just the thing.
And you'll be surprised to know that in whatever walk of life, be it podcast, be it writing,
yeah,
somebody out there is watching you and is like,
exactly,
I want to do what Mary is doing. I do get, like, to you, it may not be. I want.
You may not nobody cares, but
to me, sometimes I feel like nobody cares. But somebody out there might just be like, "Yo, man, that stuff I saw today really helped me and really."
Yeah.
I know that this has been short and sweet, but I know. Can you see the timer? Did that timer come up for you too?
Yeah, I can see 56 minutes, 56 seconds remaining.
56 seconds. So,
yeah.
but wait, this has been short and sweet, but I hope it helps somebody to achieve their goals, follow their dreams. And I swear, if I know I can make a podcast, and I hope, apart from me and my wife, other people will listen to. But and if Mary can write a beautiful short film and be nominated for an AMVCA, you can do anything you want to do, and God will bless you.
Thank you. I believe that too. Every human being, really.
Oh, Mary, thank you. Thank you very much.
Steve, thank you. I was so happy to